Season 2 of The Golden Bachelor aired, and retired Las Vegas firefighter and bomb tech Peg Munson was the lucky recipient of Mel Owens' last rose. Owens is now an attorney. Owens gave her a promise ring as an alternative to an engagement ring, which she happily accepted. Munson and Owens are more forthcoming than ever before about their time on the reality dating program, which they have been going strong since the November finale. The She's All Bach podcast recently interviewed Munson, and in it, she discussed her feelings against Owens and the reasons she nearly left the show. In retrospect, Peg Munson's Golden Bachelor experience left her completely smitten with Mel Owens, the show's leading man from Season 2. Munson admitted to the hosts of the She's All Bach podcast that Owens' provocative comments on the show made her think twice about appearing on the show. "I had already decided not to appear on the show due to his podcast," Munson started. "I am tired of dating narcissistic, egotistical, and arrogant men. I've been on dates before. After I heard the podcast, I was like, NFL attorney, he's just one of those kind of guys." She continued afterwards. "I was really irritated and stomped around the house. All I want is a decent guy, so I was like, geez man, get a real one." According to Munson, she and her daughter even considered not appearing on the show at all. The idea that you've got to get to know a person before you make a judgment about them was enough to persuade her daughter to give it a shot. By following through with The Golden Bachelor, Munson thankfully remained impartial. It became clear to her as time went on that Owens had the same outlook. She made it to the show finale, where she received a promise ring from Owens, all because of the relationship. Owens did the interview before the season even started, and Munson cited it as the source of the controversial podcast comments. The 66-year-old admitted on a June episode of In the Trenches that he had informed Bachelor producers he was open to cutting any woman older than 45 or 60 years old, and that he favored dating ladies in that age range. There was more. According to Owens, he told the producers of The Bachelor that he wanted ladies that were fit and advised them to stay away from the artificial hips and wings. The ages of the ladies that appeared in his season varied from 58 to 77. Before embarking on his quest to find love, Owens humbly apologized for his remarks at the season premiere. "I totally botched it," Owens admitted. "My mistake. Many times I play it back in my mind. My statements in the podcast were hurtful, and I really regret them. I am aware of the opinions held by many, but it does not reflect my true self." For many years, viewers have been enthralled by reality television shows such as The Bachelor and The Golden Bachelor, which provide an intriguing look into romantic relationships, healthy rivalry, and inspiring tales of second chances. Fans were excited to hear the Golden Bachelor's thoughts on their selected match after months of dramatic emotional roller coasters and heart-stopping situations. Here we have Season 1 winner Peg Munson, who's just spoken publicly about how she felt about Mel Owens, the man who won her heart on the show. By having older contestants seeking love, The Golden Bachelor gives a new spin on the classic Bachelor model and demonstrates that love recognizes no age. The show's touching and real quality is enhanced by the wisdom, maturity, and life experience of its characters. The 65-year-old Peg Munson's experience since being named the Golden Bachelor winner has been absolutely remarkable, and her romance with Mel Owens has won over fans all over the world. Peg gives followers a better glimpse at Mel Owens and her budding romance by sharing her initial thoughts of him in an open conversation. The first encounter, love at first sight, one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences, was Peg's initial meeting with Mel Owens. Envision yourself entering a room full of complete strangers with a single goal in mind: to discover love. This was not a simple undertaking for Peg. She grasped the seriousness of the situation from her prior marriage and experience with adult children. A love tale brimming with connection, fun, and a true kinship would later unfold, but meeting Mel for the first time was a crucial moment since it set the stage. For Peg, "The moment I laid eyes on Mel, I felt something instantly." The memory brings a grin to her face. Although he is a dashing man, that wasn't the only factor. His positive vibes and just being around him put me at peace. He captivated me the moment we met. When Peg says chemistry, she's referring to the undeniable attraction that develops between soulmates. Peg felt safe enough to open up to Mel because of his soothing presence, and the two hit it off right away. The great love acts and showy gestures that are typical of reality TV partnerships weren't important to Peg. The piece centered on intimate, unhurried exchanges of real emotion. Beyond first impressions, the emotional bond. Although initial impressions matter, they only serve to spark a more profound emotional bond. The first spark that Peg had for Mel blossomed into something far deeper. Mel was seeking a lifelong companion, not merely a casual acquaintance, and this was apparent from the very beginning. In addition, Peg was seeking a partner who shared her beliefs and aspirations for the future after going through her own personal experiences. Mel struck me as a complex character upon first encounter. He wasn't there merely to fulfill formalities, Peg reveals. He gave me the impression that he viewed me for who I truly am, a person with a past, present, and future, not merely a number on a scale. That's not often seen. One of Mel's distinguishing features was his capacity to listen attentively, to ask Peg considerate questions, and to help her feel seen and appreciated. For Peg, Mel's emotional intelligence was a welcome change in a society where fake connections are all too common. He has this special knack for making you feel utterly alone. This is simply his character. He has no intention of doing it. That was the icing on the cake, as Peg muses. A big attraction, Mel's humor. Having fun together is crucial, even though having deep emotions is more important. Finding someone who could have meaningful conversations wasn't Peg's only goal. After all she had been through, she longed for a man who could lighten her mood and make her laugh. They were soon joined by Mel Owens, whose wit formed an integral part of their bond. Mel is funny in a way that just lights up a room, she says. His dry sense of humor allows him to find the humor in nearly any circumstance. On one of our first evenings together, he told me this absolutely ridiculous tale about his boyhood that had me in fits of laughter. I was already captivated by him, but his hilarious antics further intensified our bond. It's as if fate brought us together. When used effectively, humor may reduce tension and put people at ease in relationships. Peg felt that Mel's sense of humor had a significant role in their growing friendship. Unlike in a high-pressure setting like The Golden Bachelor, it let her unwind, feel less self-conscious, and simply savor the experience. The stillness, genuine closeness. The Golden Bachelor's high-stakes drama is entertaining to watch, but real relationships are frequently defined by the small, tender moments shared between partners. These were the times with Mel that made Peg's affections for him stronger. Whether it was sitting through a group activity or going for a peaceful walk together after a long day, Peg cherished the intimate times they had, no matter how basic. It was a peaceful evening, and I'll never forget how the two of us sat outside, enjoying the sunset. Silence, free from any prying eyes. There was a conversation between us just now. Peg smiles as she remembers the simple pleasure of being in each other's company and how it wasn't about big gestures or anything out of the norm. It was in those times that my feelings for him became clear. What really mattered were the simple things in life, not the grand gestures. An honest man, Mel Owens. Among Peg's initial impressions of Mel, his honesty stood out. Mel stood out for being genuine in a world where reality TV is typically about drama and heightened emotions. He never pretended to be someone he wasn't. He was honest and reliable. To Peg, it was like taking a deep breath. Mel is exactly who he says he is, Peg states with strong certainty. No pretense or attempt to impress is there. You get exactly what you see. His forthrightness won my trust right away because it is so unusual. His sincere desire for something genuine made it clear to me that he wasn't merely acting. Integrity and honesty, in Peg's view, are the bedrock of a good relationship. Mel seemed like a man who lived by the same principles, so she had no trouble putting her faith in him and planning for their future together.